started yet.
Hello and welcome. It is 7:30, so I might just wait for a few more minutes before I start. I'll just introduce myself. My name's Susanna and I am the Vet Lab Skills teacher at CRC Sydenham. Now, if you have any questions during the presentation, please feel free to ask so I can allow you to talk, or if you prefer, you can also type a message that I might be able to read. So if you have any questions, I'll just wait just for another minute and then I'll get started. Okay, so I think this is it. If anyone else comes and joins us, I'll just answer their questions later. So I do have a PowerPoint presentation just to show you, and also since you couldn't come to the school and see a few things, I do have a video to show you. So I'm going to be going through what we basically do in laboratory skills. So this is a certificate 3 in laboratory skills. that Catholic Regional College Sydenham offers. I am the laboratory trainer, so my name is Susanna Grozdanovska, and I've been at the school for about 2 years now. And I'm just going to play a video now just to show you the facilities and our laboratory at work. It is a purpose-built laboratory for lab skills so that students are able to, it's not just a classroom, it is a working laboratory. And I'll just press play and I hope that you can see it. So this is the classroom that you've just seen. So we will spend most of our time there and working in the laboratory. So now I'm just going to go into the prep room. So all students are able to walk in here. So it is an in-out laboratory if they do need to go and collect particular equipment. So there's also a large window there. I can monitor the students going in and out. And you know, lab skills is work-based, so we will be practicing what people would do within a working laboratory. So just a little bit of information. So Lab Skills is a nationally accredited course and will teach the basic fundamentals of laboratory testing and also being able to use laboratory equipment. It is a base level. Of course, after vet lab skills, they can go on further. So this does give them that foundation for being able to work in a laboratory. So some things that we do go through is also obviously laboratory testing, all the equipment, looking at recording data and also being able to store data, preparing samples for use, preparing working solutions as they would in a laboratory. And in year 2, we also do a lot of microbiological techniques, such as preparing culture media and also understanding the work health and safety policies and procedures that we have at our school, but also that other laboratories and the government has at other workplaces. So once they are finished, they're able to enhance or further their education if they wish to go on and into other industries, and they include laboratory technology or pathology, so testing blood, microbiology, biotechnology, or any related industry. Could be within the food industry. A lot of factories and food factories have their own laboratories within there, and where they have to do constant testing and monitoring of food products. So in year 1, these are the units of competency that the students will be covering. So each year they're actually broken down, and within that there are also elements that they must achieve. So it is different to VCE, where they have particular outcomes and area of studies. In VET, they have units that they must complete, and each of those units then again has further elements within it that students need to know, but also knowledge. It's also very different because we do a lot of work-based topics, such as communicate with people. We're teaching students to be able to communicate with a vast majority of people that work from, you know, someone that their work colleague to a supervisor or a manager or someone higher above, and how to write emails or how to speak to them or how to order things. And then the other topics there, we're looking at a lot of safety, because that is a big, I guess, a big area that students need to understand before they work anywhere. And actually, that's going to be our first topic that that we will be starting with, is the participate in laboratory or field workplace safety. So that's that first topic, and you can see the other topics that we have there, or units, are more related to the practical side. So in year 1, we also go on to excursions, and that is related to assist with field work. And we'll be actually taking samples from different places and testing them. So in year 2, there are less units of competency, but of course it's a lot more depth. We do a lot more specific work techniques, such as aseptic techniques, which is very important in all laboratories, especially now, looking at COVID, you know, not touching surfaces, you know, washing hands, making sure you're wearing gloves, and, you know, handling particular equipment in a particular way. Also preparing the culture media, microscopic examination, and being able to prepare working solutions. So there is a lot of prac that is involved in year 2, and it is very skill based. So when we do assess students, they must meet all of the criteria to pass. So if they do not complete one assessment, you know, they're unable to complete that unit of competency. So they need to make sure that they're able to do all of these different tasks and work-based practice. So another thing that I need to talk to you about is a unique student identifier. So this is a number that students need to create if they haven't already done so. It's very simple and straightforward. And it is something that they need to do prior to starting. It is a number that is generated by the government, and it's something that kind of stays with them. So you can go onto the website. So if you just type in unique student identifier or usi.gov, it will come up, and it is very simple, and it's a step-by-step. You will need your Medicare card, as the government will require your Medicare card to be able to, I guess, generate this number. So I've also included just a really simple video there on the website of how to create it if you are having difficulties. This is something that students should try to do prior to starting. So our subject requirements, so what they must bring to class. So this is quite important, of course. So it must have all writing equipment, so pens, highlighters, texters, pencils, whatever they need, but they must have something to write with as a minimum. We also need to have a type of A4 display folder, or and possibly just a folder to kind of keep documents. So that is something that we do require, so that the students are able to keep their documents in a folder and keep them at school. Another thing that we'll need for lab skills, as we do record and present data, so they need to do basic mathematics, is a scientific calculator. They'll need a ruler, a notebook, of course, to take notes, and we do use our devices almost every lesson. So we want to have them every lesson, so they must be fully charged, and they must meet the Wi-Fi requirements of our school, which I'm sure that they will. So that all of these are a must. So these are just some photos of just some of the excursions. So we do go on an excursion to a laboratory here, and we get a tour, and we also get a rundown. It is quite a large laboratory that's in the city, and they're kind enough to allow us to come and visit. And here are some of our students that are doing the water sampling that we'll be doing next year for the year ones. So we actually go twice because we look at two different sites, and they have to organise, plan and conduct their own fieldwork experiments. So thank you very much for coming along. So if you have any questions, please ask. Okay. The device must be charged. Yes, so I've just had a question about the device. Yes, so your device, whether it's an iPad or a laptop, yes, it must be charged before you come, because our lessons are almost 3 hours. So it would be preferable if they are charged. Yes. So if you're coming from school, then yes, they must be fully charged, because we'll be there for, we've got 3 hours. You're not going to be using it, of course, for the full 3 hours, but yes, that's right. Any other questions? Yes, of course. There is a break. So students, look, I'm not sure what obviously because of COVID this year, the times changed. So we actually had a shorter time at school. But yes, you do get a break. The usual break is 30 minutes in between. So the usual start time is 1:50, and we go up until 5:20, something like that. Are there any other questions? Or anything more that you'd like to know about the course? Okay, so if you have any further questions, or you think of something in the next week or so, or before next year, please feel free to contact the school and ask for myself, or just leave a message and I will contact you back. Thank you so much for coming and attending, and I hope I could give you a little insight into vet lab skills for 2021. Bye. Thank you. Thank you.